Hey Aquarius, what's going on? In the pre-shuffle, I did keep seeing the Hanged Man, and that can mean that something is kind of working on a little bit of a time frame maybe than you had initially thought, maybe initially imagined, maybe even initially preferred. We are starting off with the Sun. The Sun is a time when things can become clear and you can even feel like you have a sense of focus. We have Scorpio and we have the Sun here. All right, I'm looking at Page of Cups. We also have Queen of Swords. Okay, there's definitely a little bit of a pause that I'm seeing here. It feels like there's a tuning in, like there's even a listening that's going on. With Page of Cups, this Page of Cups particularly always feels like commanding something intuitively, emotionally even, and having Queen of Swords there, this feels like there's not a quick need to take action. It feels like there's more of an analysis that's going on and not anything that feels like it's ready to sort of come out right now. So you can be in a little bit of a hermiting mode with this. Like maybe you even went silent for a little bit. That can also be it too. But even if you were still doing what you normally do, maybe there was something just going on within your head where you were less externally engaged and more internally engaged, because there's something that you've been feeling out, like something that you've been thinking about. This Page of Cups feels like something that you've been tuning into. And that the more you're doing this, the more you're seeing. I wonder with the Sun and Death if you feel like you've been going through some type of dark night of the soul. It can feel kind of like that, or maybe just a time that feels kind of intense for you right now. In the second row, I am seeing two knights coming out, so I am seeing that there's going to be movement. As I say that, the Eight of Wands is coming out. So this can mean like these things needed to change, or I had to end this, or embrace this, or surrender this in order to move forward. And it could have been something that until you did that, things weren't really going to go anywhere. And maybe that was something that just needed to be evaluated. Because you can even be looking at, you can be having an epiphany. You can even be feeling like you're kind of in a little bit of a situation here, and maybe it doesn't feel like automatically you really know what to do with it, and you can want to kind of sit and meditate on it, or just reflect, or kind of be still. It feels like one of those times where you could move and you could kind of struggle, and you can feel like it's only going to tighten the knot, and you may want to unknot whatever this is with the Five of Wands, but it feels kind of like until I have a plan, I don't really want to move. So there's this thing here which feels like, yeah, I feel like until I'm totally seeing this, until I'm totally understanding this, until this feels totally clear to me, I feel like it's best for me to just sit here and be here kind of until the fogginess clears up. Because if I make a move before I really feel like the way is clear, it may just confuse things or intensify things in a way that you don't want. And there's something here that's tied in with sort of the trajectory of where you're seeing things going, where you really feel you're meant to be, and where you're connecting with yourself enough to understand the direction to that place. So maybe what you're realizing is that maybe something is more of a problem than you thought, or maybe you're looking at something and saying, I need to do something about that, but right now I don't totally know what to do. So that Four of Swords feels like there's something going on where maybe you're kind of collecting yourself before this is something that you address. Having Queen of Cups, I'd say like the underlying theme of this reading has to do with something that you're feeling. And when we have Sun and when we have death, this can be kind of like an ego death that you're going through. When I say that, what that means is that there can be something that you were putting your focus into, and even something that possibly you could have been identifying with, and you can be at this point of maybe feeling like this, you want to expand out of that. But if that's the case, you're kind of going to have to hang that up to evolve to the next level of things and get really the pure essence of what this is that's going on within you, to be able to tune into that station. And maybe you also feel as well like this is something that, because of the energy that it takes to move through this, you also are like maybe not trying to exert too much too quickly. Because things are starting to become clear about where you're headed, stuff about the future, stuff about the trajectory. I'm seeing it feel like it's becoming more obvious. You can be getting more information about this. You can just be like seeing things that you weren't seeing before. And it feels like there's something that's calling you. It's like a string that you've connected to, that you're following. And it's taking you into a place, and it feels like it's going to be one where there's a settling feeling there. This doesn't feel like something that's going to be all over the place. It feels like you're going in some type of direction that feels peaceful to you, that feels centered to you. And there's really a need for you to go into this. But I wonder if some of you, even though I'm seeing so many court cards here, I wonder if you feel like somewhat alone moving through this process. Like there's something going on where I'm seeing a burst of energy. I'm seeing a lot of energy that has to be expended. And then towards the end, it looks kind of like I need to catch my breath here for a little bit. And I wonder too if you felt like, so the Knight of Swords is facing your past, and I wonder if there was something that you were avoiding for a little bit, because Death card is in front of it. And so you could have been like, I need to go over there really quick. Like something having to do with going backwards. And I don't know if this was initially being like, well, I don't want to have to face death here. I want to kind of avoid this a little bit. But then I'm seeing there be a bit of a turning around that's happening. And it feels like, okay, no, I'm ready to address this now. I want to face this. But it feels kind of like Queen of Swords, Knight of Wands, they're sort of on different pages here. So what that can mean is that as far as what you're feeling more, if you were like totally present in the moment and you weren't thinking about the consequences, there's one way that your energy would want to go. And then there's another part of your energy that's more like, let's be rational about this. Let's not be rash. Let's not do something impulsively. That part of you may be saying we should do this instead. And so those parts of you are currently working something out here. Because somebody's right, and this is all about these pieces of you. There's one part of you that's purely more connected with your intuition. There's another part of you that can be connected with something else. And so it's kind of going to be a battle to see which frequency is going to be the one to come out on top. And until then, it feels like being stopped. And that's actually where I'm seeing us leave things. This is going to be a thing that's going on between what the Queen of Swords is thinking. Queen of Swords is going to be this kind of like a little bit more pensive in this setting. Queen of Swords is feeling cautious to me, like, I don't know if we should do this, or I don't think that this is a good idea, but Queen of Swords can also be overly cautious sometimes. And Knight of Wands can be not cautious at all sometimes, but there's gonna have to be a meeting in the middle because these energies are too polarized within you currently. And it can make it difficult to really touch base with the essence, even though I'm seeing the essence be there. There's going to be one clear direction for you to go in with this. There's going to be one clear path. There's going to be one clear way. This is just about reducing things down enough to get to that point where things have like crystallized and you can see that clearly. Because there can be something going on within your energy where it's like these pieces of you can be a bit too polarized. Like there can be this one part of you that is maybe like more on the like impulsive side, to the point where it's like, I want to do this right now. I'm not even thinking about what happens a moment after this. And then another part of you, which is Queen of Swords, which is going to be more strategic in the way that you're doing things. Like if I put this chess piece here, then that's going to happen and that move can be made, but then we can kind of get stuck there within that space, in a place where it's just a lot of mapping things out, but then no action is being taken. And Knight of Wands is like, I want to do something, I want to take action. So you can feel like the energy is getting a little bit pent up here. I am seeing that you're going to be moving through this. It feels to me like, because of having death here, that there's going to be something that has to be, I'm hearing reserved, but I'm seeing more than anything, there's going to be something that has to be given way to. And that's going to be something very important that happens that allows you to then move forward. But it feels kind of like you can bring this through the gate or you can bring that through the gate, but you can only bring one of them. So what are you going to pick? And I think truly that this comes down to your psychological landscape and what is motivating the choices that you're making. The best possible outcome is going to be one that feels like an approach of integration, rather than feeling like you have to choose Queen of Swords or Knight of Wands. The best approach is going to be one that feels like it integrates both of their perspectives. And I think that's really going to be the key here. But there is stuff that's going to have to be pulled off to get down to the fine print of these energies. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.